guys, how is it going? It's Dmitry here. And in this tutorial guys, I'm going to discuss about a really interesting functionality, and this functionality is super new to JavaScript. It's called nullish coalescing operator. So guys, and you can see that it's official proposals repository. So, and you can see it's finished proposals, right? It's showing you the finished proposal. So this essentially proposal was finished, and definitely this functionality is already used in case of Java programming, right? So guys, what it's all about, like this nullish coalescing operator is. So the main idea of this coalescing operator, guys, it's kind of as it says here, the nullish coalescing operator is intended to handle these cases better and serves as an equality check against nullish values, null or undefined. So, and also it says this works well for the common case of null and undefined values, but there are a number of false values that may produce surprising results. So guys, the most important thing to understand from this new functionality, that JavaScript has expected behaviors in some cases, in case of some values, right? Like null, undefined, then 0, blanket space or empty space, and false. Yeah. So, and guys, what I would like to do, I would like to jump to an example in VS Code. And actually it's already there, it's already here, right? I'm not going to waste my time on typing all this stuff. So guys, what I'm going to show here is, first of all, this is the actual object, right? And this object, so it has multiple keys, right, with actual values, right? So, and you can see here, the first value here, it's not presented in actual object, right? Or the first key or property is not presented in this object. So, and you can see everywhere here we're using standard or operator, right? So, and expectedly here we're going to expect default value, right? Because this part is going to be falsy, right? Because that, again, it's expected JavaScript behavior. The same guys over here, because null value, it's actually null, right? So, and the null itself, it's a falsy, right? So all this statement, it's falsy, right? As a result, we're also going to get default value. And in case of this statement, if you go header text, so you can see it's a empty space, right? And empty space, basically, it's again, in case of JavaScript, it's expected behavior that it's going to treat it as a falsy value, right? So this part is false again. As a result, it's going to give us hello world. Another thing about 0, in case of 0, again, it's in real world it's not actually falsy, right? But JavaScript, it's going to treat it as a falsy, right? So again, we're going to receive 300. And the same in case of false, right? False, this part is going to be falsy, and as a result we're going to get true. But this new functionality, it would allow us to manage all like these cases in a different way. Okay, let's first run this code and we'll see the result. Okay guys, you can see right straight away, as we discussed, in case of first statement default, then second default, hello world, 300 and true, right, which is expected. But if you guys going to use this new operator, let's just comment this code, and now let's just change it to this new operator, right? And as you already get it, guys, So that's how you that's how it looks like, right? Two question marks. That's the actual nullish coalescing operator. And also you can treat it as a or operator, right? But this or operator, it's going to give you another result, and I will show you guys. It's going to understand when it's 0, when it's empty space, and when it's false, right? And you know, it's not going to give you just straight away default things, right? And treat this bit of this statement as a false, right? By default. Alright guys, let's make all these changes. And let's run it. Okay guys, let's compare, because we still have the previous result, right? So again, it's nothing special about first two cases, right? Still default and default, right? Because at the end of the day, undefined, it's also, in case of when we're working with this operator, in case of undefined, it's still going to be falsy part, and then we're going to get default, right? In case of null, it's also going to be falsy, and we're going to default to get default value, right? So, but then things become a bit tricky. So here, this operator is not going to treat it as a falsy part anymore, right? So in this case, it's going to be a truthy, right? And it's going to show this value, right? To give us this value straight away, which is empty space, right? So let's move on to the next one. Next one is 0, right? Again, in case of 0, if you use the standard operator, we would come up with falsy, right, straight away. But here we came up with the this part is truthy, and we receive the actual value, which is 0, right? Which is pretty cool, guys. Actually, that's what, as a human beings, that's what we would expect, right? And we would like to treat these cases this way, right? And I guess this functionality is just amazing that it would allow us to do that. So let's move on, guys. It's the same in case of show splash screen, which in this case false. But again, as you can see, it's not written as a falsy, right? It's going to be truthy, right? Which is kind of, you know, a bit confusing, but that's how human beings, I guess, that's how we would do it, right? Because it's false, right? It's still a value, right? And as a result, so we came up with a false. We're getting false, right, instead of true, because it's written this part as a false, as a truthy part, sorry, and previously it was a falsy one. So guys, I covered the all cases that, you know, I saw from this proposal, people like a person who created this functionality covered, and hopefully guys all this makes a lot of sense. And guys, let me know if you have any questions regarding this functionality. Hopefully guys you get it, and to be honest with you guys, I would just recommend you to play around with this functionality and just try to practice. And I'm pretty sure guys, later on you just realize that it's such an amazing functionality, and I'm definitely going to use it myself on an everyday basis, because you know, without this kind of functionality, sometimes I come up with really weird situations. So guys, and one more thing, if you go to this website caniuse.com, so and you just type nullish, and you can see straight away in which browser this functionality already can be used or supported. So and you can see straight away it's supported in H83, Firefox 77, all the latest versions, right, of Chrome 83. But still you can see in some cases it's still not used, right, like in Opera 46, right, Firefox 68, which is kind of they're not like super new versions anymore, but they still write like the release. For example, this release, it's 2019 release, right? So guys, you have to be careful in case of front end. But what about case of back end? So if you go back here, you can see I'm using the version of Node is 14.4, but from my understanding, this functionality is already supported starting from version 14.0.0. So guys, that's why if you would like to use this functionality, your Node version should be at least 14.0.0. I hope guys it makes sense. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up this tutorial because I covered everything that I was planning to cover. Thank you very much guys for watching, and hope you guys like this tutorial if you enjoyed. And guys, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.